Welcome back to Market Headlines. So viewers, the government finally decided to exempt luxury tax for the automotive sector for 2021 and will take effect on March 1st. And luxury tax waiver on car is aimed at encouraging the manufacturing industry recovery, one of which is the automotive industry, which is severely affected by COVID-19.
Luxury tax waiver on a car has been adopted. Not all cars get the tax waiver, but only sedans under 1,500cc with 4x two-wheel drive. Special staff of Finance Minister Justinus Prastowo stated that the incentives can escalate the national economic recovery. Within Justinus' perspective, these incentives is expected to increase middle to upper people's purchasing power. Moreover, this is able to encourage the automotive industry to be stronger because the automotive sector contributes to GDP as much as 700 trillion rupiah within 1.5 million workers.
Pemerintah memutuskan untuk memberikan diskon pajak untuk mobil atau kendaraan bermotor sampai dengan 1.500 cc. Kebijakan ini diambil secara bulat, Kementerian Keuangan juga mendukung dan di Oktober 2020 memulai melakukan serangkaian kajian untuk memastikan desain kebijakan ini tepat sasaran maupun tepat segmen sehingga berdampak pada perekonomian.
Luxury tax waiver on a car will be subjected to 25% to 100% waiver. For the first 3 months, luxury tax is 100% waived. And then the next 3 months, it will be 50% off. At the third stage is given by 25% discount. From Jakarta, Ade Firmansyah for IDX Channel.
We can say that only certain people buy cars during pandemic. In the midst of economic uncertainty, people would rather have cash or save their money for emergency fund. And as a result, car sales goes off sharply. To save the industry, Indonesia will temporarily remove a luxury tax on sales of some cars to bolster its automotive industry. And this was announced directly by the coordinating ministry for the economic affair, Erlangga Hartarto. So when will it take effect and what is the criteria? So let's see it in the next graphic. Through your graphic, we can see the incentives will be taken effective by March to November 2021 within this period. But not all cars will have these kind of incentives, but rather than they are having the criteria. First of all, it should be car with the less than 1,500 cc. And the next one is it should be 4.2 drives. And the next one is the car must be 70% contained of domestic component level, and it is the type of sedan that will have the incentives. And yes, the incentives will be given in the stages over 9 months, and whereas each stage will last for 3 months. First stage, there will be no luxury tax applied, 100% free for the first 3 months. And the next one is that the second stage, which is the next 3 months, luxury tax will be 50% off. And the last stage, which is the last 3 months, the luxury tax will be discounted for 25%. And this brings huge advantages to the buyers. At the first place, consumers are subject to the luxury tax of around 10% to 125%, depending on the type, the one they're buying the new car. But now, not anymore, if the given criteria fits into your desire, of course. And despite the pro and cons being one sector that is heavily impacted by the pandemic, government's reason is strong enough to apply these incentives. So let's see the reason behind the removing luxury tax on the certain cars in the next graphic. Through your screen, we can see the valid reasons on why government do this. Here it is. The first thing first, government would like to cut the luxury tax on the car sales, which in the certain cars, of course. And the next one is by increasing people's purchasing power. So this is the ultimate aim of removing the luxury tax. And then after that, it will increase the utilizations of the automotive industry. And the next one is that boosting the economic recovery growth in 2021. And in line with the ministry's reason, Chairman of Associations of Indonesia's Automotive Industry, or GAIKINDO, Jongki Sugiarto, said that the implementations of a luxury tax waiver can reduce car price and stimulate the national car industry. The key is people's purchasing power, or the ability to afford cars. When we talk about car, we talk about automotive industry as a whole, because in producing car, there are so many sectors are involved, and therefore the incentive is not only benefiting the car seller and the buyer, of course, but also the wider area because of its multiplier effect. So let's see the projections on what will happen after removing luxury tax on the new cars. Here it is. We can see the best case scenario on removing the luxury tax. Through your screen, we can see the car productions will reach 81,000 units and more. And the next one is that contributing around 1.4 trillion rupiah to the state income, and it leads to making state surplus of 1.6 trillion rupiah. And of course, in running its business, the automotive industry is considered to have links with other supporting industries, where the raw material industry contributes around 59% in the automotive industry. And the automotive industry is also labor-intensive industry, and currently more than 1.5 million people work in the automotive industry, which consists of 5 sectors. So let's break it down. In the next graphic, we can see the sectors in Indonesia's automotive industry. So far we have 5 sectors in here. First of all, in the first tier, we got 550 companies that absorb 220,000 workers. And the next one is that the second and the third tier of the 1,000 companies, and consisted of 210,000 workers. And also don't forget about the assembly lines that required 75,000 workers in it. And the next one is unauthorized dealer and repairs, which consists of 595,000 workers. And the last one is that the authorized dealer and repairs that absorbs workers of 400,000 workers. And the expansions of the labor-intensive industry is projected to compensate for faster national economic recovery. And therefore, government believes that this way, removing luxury tax on sales of some cars is a win-win solution for all parties. And just after government announced decisions on removing luxury tax on the car of some cars, several stocks in automotive sector and their derivatives paid up in the 2 days trading stock. In the opening market, Indomobile Success International went up 17.94%, while Astra International went up 3.42%, and Indomobile Multijasa, or IMJS, went up 16.56%. So as we can see that the multiplier effect is real, even stock market got the benefit from it. So viewers, with the luxury tax waiver, are you going to buy cars by this March and the next 9 months? Well, the choice in your hand and of course your wallet. And stay tuned on market headlines, because we will be right back after this quick break.